you, sir.
You guys look amazing this evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Will you all please remain standing as we welcome up LVMPD color guards to present, honor guards to present colors.
Detail. Present.
Please join me in welcoming up Community Leader Ms. Amy Wilson to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me to honor the flag of our great nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Please remain standing as we welcome up Ms. Kay Ashley to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please join me in welcoming up Chaplain Steve Beeson to open us up in prayer.
It's hot. Would you all join me in prayer? Father, we thank you so much for this day. Lord, for these men and women that stand here in blue before us. Father, probably most of them never expected to be standing in a building owned by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. But here they are, Lord. And Father, you've put their lives back on track. Each one of these folks has a destiny that you intended for them that's much different than what they've experienced already. Father, I pray that you would pour out your love. And Lord, as this community here, we say welcome, welcome back. And Father, I pray that you would use these men and women to change Las Vegas, this state, and this nation forever. Lord, many of them haven't seen themselves that way, but Lord, we speak that over them today. Lord, as John always says, they're going to be living life at levels that few could have envisioned. Father, I pray that you would be pleased with all that we do here today. We thank you for all the people that made this possible, for Metro, for all the Hope for Prisoner volunteers and people working behind the scenes. We'll never see their names, but God, you know who each one of them was. And Lord, we pray a great future into these folks' lives. We thank you for them. We pray the best for them. Be glorified in all that we do and say here today. In your precious name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. May all please be seated. Welcome everyone to the September 22 ceremony. Thank you so much for being here. Those of you who come from near and far, our collaborating partners, many of our employers that are here in this room, thank you so very, very much for joining us. I want to say thank you to everyone who is joining live on the Hope for Prisoners Facebook page around the world. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. For those of you who may be new to Hope for Prisoners, I'm just going to take a few minutes and tell you a little bit about who we are, what it is we do, how we do what it is that we do, some of the things that brought us here to this moment, and what is to expect afterwards. So our organization works with men, women, and young adults that are exiting different arenas of our judicial system. So some of the men and women that we work with are coming home from state or federal prisons, city, county jails, drug rehabs, halfway houses, transitional facilities, and the likes. And what we do is provide the supportive service to help the men and women that are returning back to our community after paying their debt to society. It's not only to get acclimated back into workplaces, but we make sure there's mechanisms in place through partnerships we've built up with employers that once they get inside those workplaces, they're going to be afforded every opportunity to thrive and be able to grow and afforded every opportunity to succeed. We address the needs for them to get acclimated back into their family, doing everything we possibly can to ensure there's a mechanism in place to help with the family reunification component, because everybody in this room can attest to the fact that if the family life is not right, if the home life is not right, then everything else in the world has a tendency to fall apart. But then on the back end of the process, because there's a long-term, 18 months or more journey that we walk with them, looking to do everything we possibly can to ensure that we're helping them to be the stand-up leaders in the community with an overall goal of them never, ever, ever reoffending again. So Hope for Prisoners was founded back in 2009 when I came home from prison. And since that time, we've had the great privilege to work with over 4,700 men and women who have been through our process. And of those 4,700 men and women we have the great privilege to work with, we have a national best and not a statistic of not only helping people gain sustainable wage employment, but we have a recidivism rate that is so ridiculously low, it's causing other jurisdictions across our country looking for us to replicate that model. That level of success could not, you can clap right there if you want to. I'm not going to stop you. We could not have that level of success as I travel around the country, spreading the good news about what's happening right here in the great state of Nevada. I'm always asked how we do it, right? And I don't hesitate to tell them that we could not do that without the unprecedented partnerships that we built up with people in our community. And I'd like to take a few minutes to acknowledge some of those partners. And I'll start off with our faith-based partners, of which we could not do anything without them. I'm talking about ministries like Kenneth Copeland Ministries, Liberty Baptist Church, the Crossing Church, My Home Church, City Light Church, Word of Life Christian Center, Bethany Baptist Central Christian Church, Life Springs Christian Church, Southwest Prison Ministries, Message of Faith Ministries, Southern Hills Baptist Church, the Church of South Las Vegas, and my fellow chaplains from Chaplaincy, Nevada. Would you please give them a big, gigantic round of applause? Hope for Prisons processes referrals from the following agencies and could not do this work without you. Working very closely with agencies like Workforce Connections, the Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation, Nevada Job Connects, the College of Southern Nevada, the Vegas Chamber, working with Ahern, the Siegel Group, Nevada Legal Services, Boytown, JP Morgan Private Bank, and now you're going to hear about today for the very first time, partnering with the Las Vegas Clark County Library District. Can you give them a gigantic round of applause? So as we get things under the way for this September graduation, we are always honored to have some of the greatest leaders in our community and sometimes in our nation take a time out to come out and honor you. I want to give a round of applause. I'm going to introduce them first. First, I want to introduce you. Please say hello to the greatest mayor on the planet, the City of Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman. Also from the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance, we have the President and CEO, my dear friend, Ms. Tina Quigley. Please say hello. And from the Las Vegas Clark County Library District, my dear friend, Mr. Kelvin Watson. Would you please give them a round of applause? And from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Sheriff-elect Kevin McMahill is in the house. In our oath today from the Eighth Judicial District Court, we have the Honorable Linda Bell here joining us today. So we have a great deal of ground that we need to cover on this day. But I do want to tell you that you are going to get really blessed because we have a session of our training which is called the Vivid Vision. And in the Vivid Vision, we challenge our folks to take a look at their life 1 year from today, 1 year from graduation day, and put it down on a piece of paper. In other words, it's September 16, 2023, we asked them to wake up and walk us through a day in their life and put it down on paper. And then what we do after they put it down on the piece of paper, we take a copy of it. They retain a copy of that. The copy that they give us, we give to our team of case managers, mentors, and then what our job is to do everything we possibly can to help them to live out that dream. Anything less than that, we just be some old regular reentry program. So you're going to have an opportunity to hear some of those vivid visions on this day. As a matter of fact, I think we might have time to insert one here now. And remember, we tell you to stay. Look, you guys twiddling your thumbs. I see people ducking their head back behind, but maybe you stay ready. You never got to get ready. Would you please come up and introduce yourself and share with us your vivid vision? Take a deep breath.
Thank you. My name is Corey Ann Beers, and today is September 16th, 2023. And this is my vivid vision. As I stand alone in my kitchen, I am in awe at where my life is. For numerous reasons, or should I say miracles. Number one, I'm no longer a strung out junkie. Thank you. No longer a slave to what was once my best friend, my needle filled with heroin or meth. I'm no longer an empty shell just existing. I now live life. Number two, I am no longer restricted to wearing state blues because I'm no longer just a last name with a back number. I am a good wife and mother once again. Life is wonderful. I'm in my own home, in my own kitchen, alone, as I cook this meal primarily for my son, whom I've been able to hold in my arms since he was 14. I've missed everything about him. I snap out of my deep thoughts because I hear my husband's car pull into our driveway and then 2 car doors shut. Instantly, I have butterflies in my stomach at the thought of what is about to take place. I'm about to wrap my arms around my son, whom has been in prison for the last 13 years. I'm about to see his smile that lights up the room whenever he walks in. I'm about to hear his laughter that makes my heart melt. I'm about to smell his skin that reminds me of holding him when he was a baby at nap time. I have prayed for this miracle for the last 13 years. I turn around at the sound of the front door. I try to go towards it, but I'm frozen. I'm paralyzed. I want to run to him, but I can't. It feels like an eternity before he appears before me. He calmly walks in and wraps his arms around me, and I begin to cry with complete joy. I feel my legs buckle underneath me. He hugs me tighter and whispers in my ear, "Mama, I'm home, just like I promised." We talk, I touch his face. He's finally home. Now we are waiting for his youngest sister, Emily, and today is her birthday. As she arrives hours later, she embraces her brother, then her mother. Life is wonderful. That night, once everyone is settled in bed, as I lay in bed next to my best friend, my lover, my husband, I think what a beautiful thing it is not only to fall asleep next to him, but to also be able to wake up by his side. I take this time to reflect. I have a wonderful husband who I love and loves me beyond measure. We have a home, 2 nice vehicles, a camper, a couple of outdoor toys, a motorcycle, and 2 of our 5 children are home asleep in the other rooms. I can't imagine that I've lived life any other way. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than right here, right now, and forever. My life isn't just wonderful. It's the life I've envisioned for myself. This is a miracle, and it's a beautiful blessing. It's almost everything I could ask for. But I'll come back in 2024 and tell you more. My name is Corey Ann Beers, and today is Friday, September 16th, 2022, and this is my vision. See you next year to let you know it's all here. Thank you.
Can we give her another round of applause, please? My goodness, my goodness. You guys see how powerful that is, right? And the beauty in that, of that vivid vision, you know, it gives people hope, right? But because if you've ever seen someone who is just completely hopeless, right? The hopelessness is oozing from their demeanor, right? And the reason why that is because they cannot see their future. They can't see the future. But when you're able to help someone and elevate them up out of that state of hopelessness and see a future and have faith in the process that there is obtainable, that's when you have hope in the moment. So very, very proud of you. Looking very forward to watching the evolution of life. Please give her another round of applause. My goodness. Got me all choked up over here. So as we get things underway, I think that I was going to read bios, but the people on the sidelines, they don't need any bios, Rand. And I said in my introduction a little bit of sarcasm, that not sarcastic, but anyway, I said she's the greatest mayor in the country. Let me tell you the reason why. as I travel the nation and I go to different cities, right? And I bump into other mayors, they talk about how great this lady is right here, right? They talk about how great she is and the things that she's done right here in the city of Las Vegas. Man, I tell you, if you guys would please put your hands together and give a warm welcome to my dear friend, Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
This is my favorite time. Every time I've been invited by that miracle of a man whose heart is so big and cares so much for each one of you, who knows the pain and the suffering and the hopelessness of where you've been, which tells each one of you, and I look around between you and among you, there's something else beyond the dream and the hope that you are all going to follow. You owe. You owe others who come on after you. The most important thing in life, in my opinion, among many, is education and learning. And you don't get that only by reading and others teaching you. You don't get it only by the genetics of who is your father, if you know, who was your mother, if you know. That line of genes determine so many things. Whether or not, as you get older, like my mother, I have a line in my face here and a crooked toe. Or whether you're going to end up with some wonderful gift and have it already, that you have a beautiful voice. But what you owe are your experiences. Nobody has faced the challenges, and there are plenty out there who are struggling right now with challenges equal to more than you had. Don't think for one moment that you're not important to the continuum. In this community where you do live, you will work and you will succeed. We in Las Vegas need every one of you. He has a reputation, this man who has put 4,700 people back to work and with support. You're a piece of that. You're the reputation of your brothers and your sisters. And by brothers and sisters, I mean those who have had these horrible struggles. But I'm a big one to say, life is choice. Hopefully with the support of what you have had during this transition time, you take ownership of you. It is so hard to do that. And if you think for one moment that anybody in this room, in this community, in this country, in this world today hasn't had times where they've made very serious mistakes, but it's you alone that know the heartache, the pain, and the slippage back into something that's wrong because you hang with the wrong people that don't care about you and your choices. You're so precious. You're so precious to the Las Vegas community. And God love our faith leaders, and God love our law enforcement. We can't do a thing without law. And these people, and that doesn't mean that each of you, as you've had your experience, and think back to a time that you've learned something from law enforcement that is so meaningful in your choice making going forward. I have comments here, I always write them and I never give them. because I know this is humanity. You learn from determination, and you can't imagine what you possess, each one of you, uniquely, each one of you. There's not two here that are alike. Please give it back to us in this community. Please reach out for help when you need it. You have wonderful families, you have husbands, you have wives, you have sisters, brothers. You have John, you have this family of hope for prisoners. And you have our law enforcement, our marshals, our teams that are there. And you certainly have the backbone of everybody who's come to this community to have a chance to do something new and exciting. We have so many employers, just one step at a time. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Yes? What you did, what happened, you can't change that. Yes, today is yours to own. And when you get scared, and you will, I get scared every day. What I'm scared of, my parents, I met a man who I loved, who happened to have been mayor for 12 years before me. And I took him home to my parents and I said, please meet Oscar. And my parents said, don't marry this man. It will never last. 60 years. I get the applause. Every morning I get up and go to his side of the bed and applaud, so he feels loved and happy. But let me tell you something. I'm at the end of my life. I am 83. And no, I am so lucky. Own every day of your life and try to give back from what you've lived through, what you've experienced. I can't tell you what you've experienced. You are so rich with opportunity. I will really be angry if I hear any of you slipping away and going backwards. This wonderful man has made it possible through all the ways you've learned and changed. And tonight, I know there's going to be a lot of tributes and things, but I have to tell you, I have a good luck mayorship. Where are my 6 that already have the good luck mayorship? We were late. Why were we late? Because we didn't get the message that the graduation was here where it belongs. We're waiting over at 333, the 6 of us. So I held the graduation all by myself, without him, without all this stuff. I'm trusting the 6 of them. I already gave them one. This is a good luck, good trip. And on the back is how you reach me. And all you have to say, I'm from Hope for Prisoners. You won't need it, but keep it. It does. I want half your winnings. If you ever find something on the floor, if it's a quarter, you can keep it. If it's $1, I may want some of it. But the reality is, it is good luck. You own yourself. You make your choices. And it is not always going to be easy. Life isn't easy. I can look all the way back. 83 years is a long time. So know you can do it. No, it's not going to be easy up front. Don't blame anybody else for your choice. I can look at you and I see beautiful, beautiful people. You're absolutely fabulous. You're going to have great lives because you're going to make it happen. I just wish you everything wonderful. Know that there's a higher power. It's going to take care of you too. But believe me, it starts with each one of us one day at a time. And I know you're going to do great things. So best of everything and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Mayor Carolyn Goodman, can you give her another round of applause? Now you know why I say she's the greatest mayor on the planet. Greatest mayor on the planet. I want to go into another vivid vision. Before we do that, I want to sincerely thank our September 22 graduation sponsor. And it was Bill and Sandy Young family who sponsored the graduation. And I'm going to invite Sheriff Bill Young up to say a few words. But would you please join me in welcoming Sheriff Bill Young?
I was sheriff probably before most of you were born, or at least some of you here. And I started on Metro 1978, 9, that era. Ralph Lamb hired me, and he made a big mistake because I came out fighting. I wanted to arrest everybody, put all bad guys in jail. It was kind of a rush, and I did. I had a great law enforcement career for 30 years here, and was very lucky to get elected sheriff. But you're the luckiest people I've met in a long time. I heard the very best vivid vision I've ever heard, and I've been to dozens and dozens of these graduations, ma'am. Yours is the best, and it actually brought tears to my eyes. And I'm a tough guy. And I heard the very best speech by one of the speakers that comes, by Mayor Goodman today. No slight to anybody else, but I've attended a lot of them. She talked about your past, what you know about, but more importantly, she talked about the future that you have. Don't blow it. You've got everything going for you. And I'm very, very proud to work for Mr. Ponder. I never thought when I started in law enforcement that I'd end my career. This is my last job, I guarantee you, working with ex-felons. But I'm proud to do it, and I love the fact you guys want to change. I was on Metro almost 30 years, and then I went in the gaming business and changed my life forever. You know, I don't need to work. I work because I want to be here with this guy helping people, and it's a good feeling. I got to tell you one other thing. Every employee of the Metropolitan Police Department, I can attest to, is pulling for you. Is that right, Sheriff? They're behind you. Don't blow it. Thank you very much.
Sheriff, a gigantic applause. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being our September 22 graduation sponsor. Well, give her a big, gigantic hug and a kiss for us. And go Bishop Gorman, right? I think we have time for a vivid vision. If you guys would please join me in welcoming Hope for Prisoners graduate Pete Von Denny. Come on up. Come on up. I know I did. Stay ready.
He catches up, man. That's crazy. All right. My name is Pete Von Deneen, and today is Friday, September 16th, 2023. And this is my vivid vision. Finding home was an idea, much less a reality. And as I walk through the front door of my home, I hear the sounds of friends and family in the dining room. Everyone is happy to be sharing their day with one another. And it's kind of a trip to see them all in the dining room. The dog I rescued from the pound is doing booty scoots across the floor. And he runs up and he starts licking my hand. This brings a smile to my face and makes me laugh. This year has been a major work in progress. And as I reflect on all of it, I sit back on the couch, close my eyes, and let it play out. God, thank you for restoring a sense of gratitude in my heart. Without you, I don't know where I'd be. But I'm here with you now. My spiritual connection with my Maker has been at the forefront of my actions. And maybe that's the reason why I'm blessed today. I have a Cdl certification and have continued along in furthering my education. That Cdl certification was the first step I took in creating a sustainable income. From that, I was able to purchase a vehicle, a home, and save. Those savings resulted into what I can only call wise investments. My willingness to better myself gave rise to new opportunities and the kinds of associations meant to improve upon the quality of life each one of us hope for when we first entered into this amazing journey. My disciplined lifestyle and better choices helped me live a healthy way of life. Exercise, prayer, meditation, proper diet, and understanding brought about balance in areas I lacked in. Because of these steps, I was able to keep sobriety, and I'm currently an active member of AA, helping other alcoholics recover. Seeking out grants and getting the loans helped me establish my business, which is still a very young brand, but is still steadily growing and gaining the kind of recognition I always hope for. Whenever I see someone supporting the brand and the business, it feels really good to know that we did that from the bricks when we were still in prison and thinking about it, what we could do and make happen, and sitting there envisioning this and thinking, man, is it possible to get out there and get it? Yeah, well, we're in the streets now. We're going to start getting it. And so now there's no telling where it'll go from here. And the short story that I sat there and I cut back on tears, like, I'm not going to tear today. I'm going to write this short story because one day it's recovery based. I know it's going to amount to something. You know what I mean? So I sat there and I was like, nah, forget all the distractions. Focus on this. It's going to happen. So that's what I did. And I'm sending that to my sister, Karen, to edit. She's pretty damn smart. She has like 2 PhDs. You know what I mean? So anyways, we're going to have that story published. And when I see it, those reviews are going to be good. Something I can be proud of. The base for the nonprofit is being laid out. Something I talked about then. And the community is working hand in hand to see it launch itself successfully. That's all of you. You know, that's pretty rad. It's got me stoked. You know? And so the blueprint of success has been in the actions, not in my words. If you want to know what it looks like to go from where I've been to where I am today, first you got to look up and recognize that God, through him, all things are possible. And so my name is Pete Vondeneen, and today is Friday, September 16, 2022. This is my vivid vision. See you next year.
Good job, Pete. Good job, good job. Looking forward to seeing you excel in life, and we're here to help you. We're going to make way for our next speaker. I'm going to ask you to do another vivid vision. No, we'll make way for our next speaker. And again, it's an honor and a privilege to have this gentleman in this house. I met him originally when he first came to Las Vegas, and the things that he's doing with the Clark County Library District are absolutely amazing. If you guys would please join me in welcoming the Executive Director of the Las Vegas Clark County Library District, Mr. Kelvin Watson.
So I was teasing the mayor when she came and sat down. I'm going to read my comments. I'll go a little off, but keep the program moving as well. But John, thank you for the invitation, this fabulous panel, and Your Honor, for seeing you again. And it's just, a privilege to be here. I've been in Las Vegas for a year and a half and leading the Las Vegas Clark County Library. And this is my third or fourth Hope for Prisoners event. But for first graduates, I just want to say congratulations. Congratulations on completing the Hope for Prisoners Reentry program. As Executive Director of the Las Vegas Clark County Library District, one of my goals, among many, is to focus on the future goals and accomplishments and provide resources for success for this community. As I hear your amazing, vivid visions, I am thinking about all your success, and I want to say that I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of your families for their support. See, I look around and see all these families here, and that's tremendous because, as John stated, family is certainly one of the things that's what gets us through. And so I also applaud John Ponder, the community, and I applaud everyone who has supported you on this journey. When John called me last week and asked me to speak, I wanted to think about a lot of things. And in putting these words together, typically I don't write all my speeches or what I'm going to say. Somebody else does and I review it. But I actually wrote these words. And so I wanted to tell you a little bit about my journey. I was born and raised in the inner city of St. Louis, the oldest of three, a single parent household, primarily because my father wasn't around much. I was born to teenage parents. My mother was 15. My father was 16. He used and sold drugs throughout his life. And I just want you to know that I've had many challenges and adversities in my life. And look at me now. Another conversation that I had with my sister. As I said, I'm the oldest of three. My sister is 3 years younger than I am, but I have a nephew that's actually 33. So she kind of repeated the cycle that my mother did. And I currently have two nephews who are incarcerated and hopefully will be reentering our communities in the future. And so I thought about what I would say to them if they were sitting where you're sitting. And one of the things that I would say is that as you go forward, let me share with you one of the thoughts from one of my favorite poems, and that's by Langston Hughes, and it's A Dream Deferred. And I think it relates to what we're talking about today. Hughes asks, what happens to a dream deferred? A dream deferred simply states that a dream is a goal in life, not just dreams experienced while you're asleep. The poem speaks about what happens to dreams when they're put on hold. So completing the reentry program is a step toward ensuring that your deferred dreams don't have to end. And those vivid vision statements point that out. In my final thought, know that your inspiring visions, along with the hard work, represent your future accomplishments. And a quote from the author, Richard Bach, remember I'm a librarian. How do you know if your mission in life is finished? If you're still alive, it isn't. The mission isn't finished. I want you to know that you are invictus. What does invictus mean? You are unconquerable. We are all the masters of our fate, the captains of our souls. Continue to succeed and sow into others what Hope for Prisoners has sowed into you. Remember that challenges are opportunities for rewards. Graduates, congratulations again. Thank you.
Kelvin Watkins, give another big, gigantic round of applause. We are so very honored to partner with the Clark County Library District as Kelvin took the lead, and we actually have a digital library in our 333 building, which is just absolutely phenomenal. What that means is that all the resources available in our Las Vegas Clark County Library districts are now in our facility at 333 North Rancho. So thank you very, very, very much. I want to give a shout out to some of our partner employers, some of them that we partner with and, offering employment opportunities for our folks. I know we have a new employer just jumped on board this here today. Sarita Ellis from Resorts World. Where are you? Thank you so much for coming out. Give her a round of applause. Resorts World in the house. And I know my dear sister from Station Casinos, Miss Laurice Turner, is in the house. And others, I know that TLC Casino, Haywood Glass, PATG, Coley Manufacturing, First Class Vending. I don't know if you guys are in the house, but the reason why I made them stand up, because I know they're in the house. And guess where you're going to make a beeline to right after the graduation? Hit that 20-second smile. Remember the web handshake? Better go get it. You know, we pride ourselves in bringing some of the best 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 trainers from literally around the globe to train our people. And the reason why we go out to get the best of the best is because we want our people to be the absolute best that they can be. There's a young man who has been around Hope for Prisons since Hope for Prisons was a sticky note. And I remember our very first training class was the size of a broom closet where there was literally a broom hanging in the corner. But this guy's been with us ever since. In the 12 years we've been doing this, I think that he's only missed 2 training classes. So I'm going to invite him up to give a 90-second hello to you. If you guys would please put your hands together for our lead trainer from Ketter Development, Mr. Greg Ketter.
Man, I got 90 seconds, huh? Well, I'm an ex-weatherman, meteorologist for Fox News in LA, and we're used to talking. You know, 90 seconds, that's a challenge, but I'll try to fit that in. Did you say 3 minutes and 90? Okay, anyway. How you guys doing? Yeah, you doing good? Don't they look great, folks? Yeah, this is what you call a picture of success. I've had the honor and pleasure of spending the last 2 weeks with these guys. And I'm going to tell you, I learned so much. Did I teach? Yes, I taught, because I'm a trainer. That's what I do. But I love to learn from people too. You have a lot of intelligent people here, a lot of capable people here. We have success stories. We're going to take that 4,500, Ms. Mayor, and we're going to add another 38, 39 to that stack tonight. Okay, right here, right here. Whew. I'm sweating a little bit because you know what? For the last 2 weeks, we've been hustling. We hustle. There's 2 companies that I love to use their products and services, but I wouldn't want to work there because they hustle too. That's UPS. I used to be a driver. They do run the tightest ship in the shipping company, right? And then my favorite place to shop is Trader Joe's. You notice they always have some like box cutters and all that, and they're just hustling. Well, that's how the Hope for Prisoners team operates behind the scenes. And I'd like to acknowledge the Hope for Prisoners team. Would everybody from the Hope for Prisoners team stand up, please? And we give them a round of applause. Stand up. Absolutely. That's right. This is not a one-man show or a two-man show, even though we kind of started that way, right, John? And the room didn't look like a broom closet. It was a broom closet, okay? That's why they have brooms in the corner. But John said, I said, John, we're in the broom closet. He said, Greg, it'll get better. And it did. And it's getting better and better and better. So I just want to say something real quick. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. The last 2 weeks wasn't easy. The next 18 months will not be easy. And as the mayor said, you're going to have challenges. You know, you get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. And we got your back, okay? And don't worry about your past. There's only 2 things you can do with your past. Not repeat it and learn from it, right? Other than that, God said he will trade beauty for ashes. So you give him whatever issues you think you have and don't even take it. They're gone. Now it's time for your future. Understand what I'm saying? Your future. And I'm excited for you. I celebrate your success in advance right now. We're going to declare that right now for these ladies and gentlemen, aren't we? Yes. Now, my 90 seconds is probably been up 90 seconds ago, but I just want to say this one thing before I go. Your success hinges on everybody else's success. We don't call our family members ex-offenders. We call them hopefuls because they're not prisoners. They're a hope for prisoners. You guys set the example for others coming in behind you. You get a job and you go to these nice places. We have the people here to support you and hire you sooner than later. We want you to be shining stars. We want them to say, Mr. Ponder, can we have some more of those hopefuls because they're doing such an excellent job. You are our secret sauce. So your success is our success and also the success for those who are coming after you. Pave the path for them. So this is important. This is a big deal. You guys are really important. And we're going to start this journey, this 18-month journey with your mentors and me and the rest of the Hope for Prisoners team starting next week. This is not the end, folks. No cap and gown after this, okay? We're going to get down, okay? We're going to get down. We're going to do some work. Y'all ready to do some work? Okay. Well, you know what? Well, again, I'm proud of you. I celebrate your success. God bless you, and let's get busy. All right? All right.
I'm just wondering how long he would have spoke if I didn't give him 90 seconds. Thank you very much, Greg. We certainly appreciate what it is you bring to the team. I think it's time for a vivid vision. If you guys would please put your hands together for Hope for Prisoners graduate, Xavier Snyder.
Y'all bear with me. That's my granny over there and my mama. My name is Xavier Schneider, and today is Friday, September 16th, 2023. And this is my vivid vision. Life is beautiful and better than ever. My job just gave me another promotion, and if God says the same, I have my first legit business by New Year's 2024. My credit union just approved me for a $340,000 two-story house with the pool in the back. God is good. If only you knew my testimony, I'm a living proof of if I could do it, anybody could do it. My whole world just did a complete 360 and a few front flips within the last year. My family is healthy, blessed, and happy, and also happy for me and 100% behind me. Some old friends rooting for me, and of course, the others laugh at me at my change of success in life. No worries. They just motivate me to go harder and harder. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm so excited to see how many more years I can keep the devil mad for. I went from saying I'll never work a 9 to 5 to saying I'll never sell another drug a day in my life. Since September 12th, 2022, I've got a lot closer to God. I pray more. I take better care of my body. I manage better, thinking plan goals like never before, and I spend more time with my family. I know my old lifestyle is addicting, so therefore I try my hardest to not ride down the old streets and cut through the old neighborhoods that I used to be in. From here on out, I only want to see, taste, smell, feel success and be successful. I thank God for my grandmother and for her pushing me for years and years and years to join this program. Look at me now, Granny. Most of all, I want to thank God for John Ponder and for giving him that vivid vision to help others like myself and make it come true. Now I'm living levels of life most people could only dream of. My name is Xavier Schneider, and today is Friday, September 16th, 2022, and this is my vivid vision. See you next year.
Man, I'm gonna do something here. I remember, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, it was like it went to a Raiders game, it was like that preseason game, right? And as we're sitting in the stands and I'm watching the game, and the Raiders scored a first down and people lost their mind, right? Screaming, right? Woo, rooting for the team. Then they got another first down, it got a little bit louder. And then they dropped one in the end zone. And everybody in the room, in the stadium, just went bananas because their team scored a touchdown. They were screaming to the point that like veins are popping out of their neck and sick, right? There's stuff's coming out their mouth because their team just scored a touchdown. And listen, when this young man stood up in this room and just said that he's committed to never selling a drug ever again, we just scored a touchdown. I think that we should all get up on our feet and celebrate that because we just scored a touchdown. Oh my gosh. Ain't that good? I'm going to introduce the next speaker and to go over here and sit down and get some tissue because that just wrecked me just now. Mission accomplished. It gives me an honor and a privilege to introduce you to my dear friend, who's one of the most busiest ladies on the planet, but wanted to take the time out to come out here and spend time with you because I know that you are important to her and important to our community. If you guys would please put your hands together for my dear friend, who is the president and CEO of the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance, Miss Tina Quigley.
So many letters, right? So basically it means that we are the agency that is responsible for economic development, which means growing business here and trying to attract businesses here. And before I even get started though, Mayor Goodman, I have to tell you that that was one of the best presentations I have heard here. I've been here several times, but just overall, I'm not even going to try and repeat any of the things that she said about how important you are and your obligation to get out there. I'm going to share with you kind of from an economic development perspective why I am so excited about this program and about you and about Southern Nevada right now related to this program. But Corianne, I have to tell you too, you need to write. That was good. You do. I just listened to a book on tape that took me like 5 days of commuting to get through it, and your short speech was more powerful than that. But we'll get to why I want to talk about that. So first of all, I want you to know that this logo, this brand right here, is actually an asset for Southern Nevada. Because our recidivism rate is so low, and because we have the leader in John Ponder, this is something that we get to brag about to employers who are thinking about moving here, right? So we're very lucky, yeah. And you represent that, right? So the other thing that I want you to know is that the other thing you have going for you is that you have these stories, right? So there's nothing that the world loves more, other than baby kittens, than somebody who's got a story where they overcame something, right? And if you choose to leverage that, to accept and embrace your story and share your story and use it to grow, oh my gosh, that is one of the most inspiring types of people to be around. I love the people that I work with that come from backgrounds where they had to overcome something and they became who they are, or they worked really hard, because you know what? That makes me want to engage with them and help them grow even more, because then it makes me feel like I'm part of the story. Leverage that, you guys, as best you can. And number 3, the reason that I'm very excited about this program is that you are now going to be in the workplace. And you may have heard, you may have heard there's a bit of a labor shortage out there, right? And so the more we get, and I didn't realize we had 4,700 graduates from the program, but the more employees, quality, trained, dedicated employees that we get that are also going to inspire others in the workplace, the more we can attract those employers because we have the labor force that they can draw some from. So closing, I just say congratulations. Build up this brand. Thank you for being a part of this brand. Get out there, inspire people because you are in a very special place to do that. So congratulations.
My friend Tina Quigley, please give her a gigantic round of applause. Thank you so very, very much. Did you hear her say that the business coming here, they're looking for labor, and she just said with the, see, this is why it's so important that you get inside those workplaces and literally go above and beyond the call of duty and walk out all those incredible things that we talked about, right? Those tools in your toolbox, right? To be able to go above and beyond the call of duty. Because listen, when you make the decision to live your life by a higher standard, then other people in the world around you are going to benefit by that. Just like those thousands of men and women who are in those workplaces that opened up the doors, bringing the other employers, you have a responsibility now to get out there, put in that work, and to open up the doors for the others that are coming behind you. Just like, I want everybody in the room to say 2J. 2J. No, say it like me and say 2J. 2J. Open up the doors for the others that are coming behind you. One more time, say 2J. 2J. And I want to give a big shout out to our Hope for Prisons folks that are inside the Clark County Detention Center right now, the North Valley Complex out in Unit 2J. Man, we just want to say hello to you. Looking forward to you coming out to be a part of this. And I hope that what it is you're seeing right now is going to give you hope that there's a future outside those parameters, those four walls that are waiting for you. Can we give 2J a big, gigantic round of applause? Now, I'm going to take the mic off here because our next speaker that I want to introduce you to, I got a little bit of a story to tell about our next speaker. And I can remember many, many years ago when I met this man, talking about Kevin McMahill. He was then the captain of Bolden Area Command. He's a captain. And what it drew me to him was this passion that he had, number one, for the community. And number two, just trying to be able to improve the committee. And that passion was just absolutely contagious. And then I watched him get promoted up to, the next level. He became a deputy chief, and that passion became even more and had a little bit more sphere of influence, and it just radiated. And then I watched him get promoted up to the undersheriff, to where, oh my gosh, he was just putting in work. My gosh, putting in work. And for him to stand here in this room as our sheriff-elect, man, I am over the moon with excitement because I know what's to come. And hold on one second, as the sheriff-elect, right? Because I know that being up top, that passion is going to radiate through the men and women of Lvmpd. If you guys would please put your hands together for my dear friend, Sheriff-elect Kevin McMahill.
Thanks, John. Before I get started, I just want to say congratulations to all of you. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story as we move along here, but I'm curious, how many of you, is this the first time that you wore a cap and gown to a graduation? Put your hands up high. Put them up high. Be proud of it. You're graduating today, ain't you? Congratulations to every last one of you. One other question. How many of you a year ago
figured you'd be sitting in the police department headquarters without handcuffs on. Anybody? Oh, there you go. All right, I like it. And John, Mayor, you're just the best. He stole that from me, as you well know. I've always said she's the best mayor on the planet, so John stole it. But let me be very clear. There's nowhere else you're holding these graduations. Nowhere else, okay? We're not going anywhere else. We fought too long and too hard to get it here. I want you guys to know something. This doesn't happen in any other police department in this entire country. And I also want to do one other thing before I start speaking to you is, would you, all of you that are police officers in the back, Captain Burke and her team, all of the rest of you that have worked in law enforcement previously, would you please stand up for just 1 second? And would you all do me a favor and thank all of the law enforcement in this room for taking. It's funny that we're having this conversation again today. Thank you all. Because honestly, when John and I met in 2010, I thought he was just another guy that was coming over here to try to get the police department to support him. I'd seen so many reentry programs where they didn't help anybody. And we sat down for that cup of coffee and we decided to ask a bunch of cops. Well, actually, that's not actually how it started, but we came together originally and then we worked for a little while and we said, hey, how about cops as mentors? Y'all were shocked when you saw those guys walk in uniform, weren't you? Let me tell you about their hearts and their minds and their commitment. Corrections officers that were lording over you while you were incarcerated. These people don't ever want to see you go back again. My police officers that are out there on the street, they don't ever want to put you in handcuffs again. We have your back. You are part of a Hope for Prisoners family, and you are part of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department family. And you know, when we were trying to keep the lights on all those years ago, John, he's got this grand palatial building now on Rancho. It wasn't like that before. We were robbing Peter to pay Paul. And one of my mentors, Sheriff Young, one of the most legendary sheriffs we've ever had, actually works at Hope for Prisoners. How in the hell did that happen? I can't believe it. Day in and day out. An amazing man. So I just want to talk to you about a couple of things real quick. So the past, right? P-A-S-T has passed. P-A-S-S-E-D. The past does not define you. What you did, you have paid for, and now you have an opportunity to be part of a family, to build a life for yourselves that you've never had. Your story is incredible. Your story is incredible. Was that your mom that came up and gave you a hug? Where's you at, moms? Where'd she go? I'm so glad that you did that, Grandma, back there. It's just such a powerful moment. And I believe you'll never sell a drug again. I absolutely believe that. And you're never going to put that back in your arm again, are you? Ever. This is the beauty of an unprecedented program like Hope for Prisoners. But I want to tell you a couple of stories about this because you went through this organization and you're a part of this organization doesn't mean that you're not going to be challenged in your life. As John told you, actually I almost didn't get here today, to be very honest with you. It's sort of a similar story to the last time I came, except for John called me about 2 weeks ago and said, Kevin, can you come over and speak? Candidly, I broke the law because I was driving and I looked at my calendar and I said, yeah, sure. I didn't look at the rest of the day. My twin daughters are 16 years old and two of my 5, and they both had all of their wisdom teeth removed this morning. So they're laying at home on the couch with, blood still dripping out of their mouths. And I said, hey, I'm going to Hope for Prisoners graduation. So they weren't too happy with me, candidly, because I've been taking care of them all day. But, I gave my word to John. You see, when you give your word, that's your word. You're the only one that can give it. And if you don't follow up and be as good as your word, people are never going to believe you. So I came like I promised because that was my word. See, when you are going out and about and the challenges that you have, see, I always talk about this mirror concept because you might look at me and say, hey, the guy was the undersheriff. He was pretty successful, 30-year career. Honestly, I was off working in the private sector, making about 3 times what I was making here at Metro. I achieved a dream. I'm working in a private company, flying around on the private jet. I had all West Coast operations. My phone never rang at night. There was no stress, and I loved it. It was great, except it wasn't meaningful. It wasn't meaningful to me. And so when the current sheriff is now running for governor, Sheriff Joe Lombardo, asked me to come back and run for sheriff, I said, sure. But I knew also at the time that I was going to be entering the combat sport of politics. And so I go through and I am out there day in and day out because nobody is going to outwork me. 7 in the morning till 8 or 9 at night. There's several candidates here that are doing the same thing. And they said some really nasty things about me. They put things on TV. They told people I was a person of no character. They told all kinds of things in trying to destroy me. And I had to make a choice. I didn't make a choice about how I respond. And so do you in every decision that you make in your life. Because you see, what they say doesn't define me. I know who I am and what I stand for and what I believe and why. Okay? You should too. Make sure you seize upon that. Nobody else can define you. You define you. But we all have a tendency about the little white lie. We all have a tendency. We can lie to our wives or our husbands. We can be out cheating and doing all those kind of things. We can lie to our children. We can lie to our mother or our grandmother, and we can do all kinds of things. But there's one person that you cannot lie to, and that is you. So look in the mirror every single day, not for a vanity reason about how pretty I am today or how my hair looks, but to look at it, to look into your own soul. Check yourself. Make sure that you're living the best life. Make sure you're reflecting the values of yourself and this organization. Make sure that you are putting you first and the people that you love, and that you never, ever go back to prison. Ever again. You hear me? The men and women of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department will be behind you. I promise you that. We'll be watching. We'll be doing everything that we can to support you, just like we have since 2010. God bless each one of you. I can't wait to watch your journeys. Thank you for coming. Thanks for coming and being here in the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
Hey, Kevin, Sheriff-elect, before you sit down, I just wanted to just take 2 minutes. You already acknowledged the officers back then. Just wanted to say thank you. But I just wanted to take a moment to publicly say, man, I'm proud of you, man. I remember the conversations that we were having down in Bolden Area Command and casting vision and things of that nature. And you become the sheriff is something that that I was in my prayer closet just praying for. But there's evidence that you've been elected to be the sheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. It's answered prayers, man. So I just wanted to say thank you. I'm going to ask you, give him a hand. Yes. Sheriff McMahill. I'm going to ask the graduates if you please stand up on your feet as we prepare for the Honorable Linda Bell to administer the oath. I'm going to ask you guys to appease me with something. What I want you guys to do is I want you to take your hands and I want you to extend them out in front of you, right? Extend them right out there in front of you. And then what I want you to do is I want you to fix your eyes in the palm of your hands, look down into the palms of your hands and fix them on the lines that are in your hand. The lines that are in your hands. I want you to imagine, if you will, that those lines in your hands, look at them, they represent things in the past that you're not proud of. Those lines that are in your hands represent things that you wish never happened, things that you're not proud of, things that you wish you could take a gigantic eraser and just make it disappear. Look at them. The lines in the palms of your hands. They may represent an addiction. It might represent a time you were back and forth in the Clark County Detention Center. It might represent a time that you were in the detention center and they drug those chains down the hallway to put you on that bus to take you in DOC. It might represent a time where you're back in high desert in the fish tank for the second time. Look at the lines that are in your hands. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands, and now I want you to put them right up in front of your face. Lift them right up in front of your face. Still stare at the lines. They represent those things, man, that you were ashamed of. They represent those things that you're just not proud of. They represent some things that you might be embarrassed of. Put them up in front of your face and look at them. Representing things that are in your past. Now, with your hands in front of your face, can you see me?
No, sir.
With your hands in front of your face, can you see me?
No, sir.
With your hands in front of your face, can you see me?
No, sir.
Well, neither can you see your future with your past in your face. Hands down. It's over. Now you press on to that life that God has called for you. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Linda Bell to administer our oath.
All right. It's such an honor to be part of the infinite possibilities that human beings have to change and grow. My proudest accomplishment with the district court has been the time that I've spent with people in drug court, the veterans treatment court. I run a gambling treatment court right now, and it is really a privilege every day to be part of that and a privilege to be part of your experience. So thank you for having me. Congratulations to all of you. All right, so this is a really important occasion for all of you, and you each deserve recognition. So this is how we're going to do this. Instead of saying I, and you all say all your names all at the same time, and we don't know who's saying what, we're going to start with you, sir. And so we're going to say I, and you're going to say your name, and we're going to go all the way down this row, and then we're going to start back with you, okay? We got it? All the way down in the next row until everybody has said their name so that we can hear really clearly who's here. Got it? We all ready? Right. I.
Alfredo Cubell.
Sir?
Michael Schwab. Mark Frey.
Cheyenne Bishop. Grand Beers.
I, Kelvin Watson. Joshua Bainbridge. Ricky Azevedo. Don Armacost. Philip Avila. Frisco Lopez. Cameron Johnson. James Gideon. Elijah Davis. Laquan Coleman. Xavier Schneider. Dylan Sanchez.
Second.
Alfonso Resendez. Louis Grant. Michael Campbell. Stephen Montano. Calvin Yee. Andrew Wayne Sanchez. Angelo Uribe.
We get to the end there? Okay. Hereby declare an oath. In the presence of my family. My friends. And all those present. That I will fully embrace. This opportunity for a new life. From this day forward. I will strive to be. A productive, law-abiding member. Of my community. Be a person. Of honor and integrity. Be a person. Who sets positive examples. For those around me. I will strive for all of these things. As I am. A person of value. A person who takes responsibility. A person with self-respect. Who respects others.
I will look forward to the future, having learned from my past, my determined purpose from this point forward is to make the rest of my life the best of my life. So help me God. Congratulations.
I know. Congratulations, congratulations. We're going to move into the issuing of our certificates. And I'm going to ask the speakers to come and join us here till we issue the certificates. I know that we have certificates from Sheriff Joe Lombardo. And I think I just want to give a public thanks for him opening up his house to us to hold our graduation ceremonies, right? That's Joe Lombardo. I know we have some other elected officials who provided some certificates. So as I call your name, I'm going to have you come on up and get your certificate. As soon as I get my list of names. Come on up, girls. You're supposed to be holding my list of names. Give it up for Promise and Liberty Ponder. Woo! All right, please join me in welcoming Mr. Philip Abeta. Congratulations,
Can I have Promise to help me give out a good luck chip?
Oh, absolutely, you can.
Will you help me do that? Because I only have 2 minutes.
We'll turn this way.
Back up a little bit.
Okay. Back up this way. All right, there we go. Give it up. Please give it up for Mr. Donald Amokost. Congratulations, man. Turn this way. All right. Let's keep it going for Mr. Ricky Azevedo. Congratulations, man. Mr. Joshua Bainbridge. Keep up the good work. Please keep it going for Mr. Calvin Barroso. Please keep it going for the amazing Corian Beers. You better get over here. I get hugs. Congratulations. Very proud of you. Please keep it going for Miss Cheyenne Bishop. Very proud of you. Let's keep it going for Mr. Mark Bright. There we go. Keep up the good work. Please keep it going for Mr. Michael Chiraz. Next up is Mr. Wilfredo Cabello. Looking forward to working with you. Mr. Laquan Coleman. Congratulations, man. All right. Please keep it going for Mr. Eliza Davis. Okay, Young Eagle. Thank you so much. Very proud of you, man. Thank you so much. And let's keep it going for Mr. Carlos Escobar. Okay, man. Next up is Mr. Parnell Fair. Okay, young man. How you doing? You doing good? All right. Let's keep it going for Mr. James Gideon. Let's keep it going for Mr. Guy Hare. It's okay. It's okay. Mr. Marlon Hawkins. Let's keep it going for Mr. Alabanjo. Let's keep it going for Mr. Cameron Johnson. Good job. Mr. the Young Eagle, Mr. Frisco Lopez. forward to working with you. Mr. Luke McVeigh. Mr. Lvmpd Meeks. Let's keep it going for Mr. Stephen Montano.
What about Mr. Michael Quintero? Let's keep it going for Mr. Louis Rand. Mr. Alfonso Resendez. Miss Simone Sackett. Keep up the good work. Mr. Nolan Sanchez. Let's keep it going for the one and only Mr. Xavier Snyder. The one and only Miss Tiffany Scott. Mr. David Sparks. Mr. Samuel Spurgeon. Mr. Angelo Uribe. Let's keep it going for Mr. Pete Von Diening. Mr. Dwayne Whitmore. Mr. Andrew William Hampton. And last but not least, Mr. Alvin Yee. I'm going to ask the graduates to please rise to your feet. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the September 2022 graduating class of Hope for Prisoners. Please give them a big, gigantic round of applause. Looking so very forward to working with you guys. I'm so very proud of you. I want to give a thanks out to all who have joined us in attendance today. To give a special shout out to all of our mentors. We could not do what we do without the mentors, what it is you do. I want to thank all the volunteers. You know, you guys are the glue that holds Hope for Prisoners together. I know that Sheriff McMahill said something about many years ago. We were robbing to play ball. We're still doing that online. Don't stop the online donations. We're still having to rob people. But again, just want to thank you so very, very much for coming out. I want to get up for our speakers that joined us today. Can we give it up for the greatest mayor on the planet, Mayor Carolyn Goodman? Also want to give a big round of applause to Mr. Kelvin Watson from the Library District. Please give him a big, gigantic round of applause.